Hey guys, what's up? This is Frank from MTG Unlimited, and today I'll be going through some MTG stocks and finances for Magic 2015. The first card I'll talk about is Nissa Worldwaker. There's been a ton of hype for this card, mostly for her 2+1 abilities. Either you're getting a 4/4 right off the bat, or you're getting to untap 4 lands and then retap them and play a 4-drop. She's essentially a 1-drop Planeswalker if you do, on turn 5, if you do her second +1 ability. She's really insane, especially with green ramp decks. She can combo with so many good cards and just make tons of mana. She's already at like 35 right now. I think she's kind of going down just because of the hype. I'd say pick her up in a month or two when she's going down and just hang on to her, see where she goes, you know? The next card is Garrick, Apex Predator. This card also has a lot of hype. He's currently hovering at around 20 right now. He's an insane planeswalker with 4 fantastic abilities. I think green decks can easily ramp into him on turn 5, no problem. Basically, I think you should pick him up if you want him for your decks now. He might go up if some decks do emerge with him at the helm. The next card, Scuttling do mention. There's also been a lot of hype for a new blue-red artifact deck in Standard. Scuttling Doom Engine as a 6-drop 6/6, you wouldn't think it'd be that great, but it's because of its 2 abilities that it can swing over like small creatures, and then when it dies, it deals 6 damage to your opponent. It can get pretty ridiculous, and I think this card, if an artifact deck does emerge in Standard, will start shooting up in value. I think you should definitely pick it up now. It's only at $3. Next is a Johny Steadfast. He's the first Planeswalker with only one colored mana symbol. He's going to be played a lot in White Weenie. He's the top of the curve, but he's got great abilities for it. Both his +1 and his -2 are fantastic for White Weenie and other aggro decks. I think he's also going to go up in value because White Weenie is already very good with things like Brimaz, Phaling's Leader, and Favored Hoplite. I think you should pick him up now. Next is Soul of New Phyrexia. This is another card that's been hyped for the new artifact deck in Standard. It's got 2 great abilities that can just make all your artifacts indestructible, which obviously is fantastic if they try to remove them. I think this card will also go up if that deck does emerge as successful in the meta. Okay, next up we got the Chain Veil. The Chain Veil also would be played in that deck, and also in decks like Bug Super Friends, Banned Planeswalkers, and Junk Midrange. It's going to see a lot of play in Commander decks. This card is fantastic for those decks that I was just talking about. I think this card's going to go up in value too, especially if it does emerge successful in those standard decks. I think you should pick it up now while it's cheap. People are going to want them, so you should kind of get a bunch for your trade binder and trade them off to people. I think you can make a lot of profit that way. Next is Genesis Hydra. It's kind of a spin-off of Genesis Wave. It's not as good, but you also get a giant Hydra out of it, in addition to just getting another card with whatever the X is or less is the converted mana cost. You get that out too. So I think it can be pretty insane, especially in those like green ramp decks that I was just talking about with Nissa. She has great synergy with Nissa, can get it out for tons of counters. Just a great card overall. I'd pick up a few if I were you. Next is Chord of Calling, which will probably also be played in that green deck. Basically tutor up any creature you want. It's pretty fantastic. It's at 10 right now. I'm not sure if it'll go up or not. I think if a deck in Standard does emerge with it, it definitely will. It's already played in a handful of Modern decks and in Commander. I would recommend picking up a few copies of it if you need them. Next up, we got Sliver Hive Lord. She's a fantastic sliver, gives all your slivers indestructible. There's no other slivers with that ability, and just really fantastic. She's going to be a great commander for multicolored decks and sliver commander decks. I can't wait to see her in Commander. I'm thinking about making one myself. Just fantastic overall. She's right about hovering around 15 right now. If you want to get a Commander deck with her, I'd recommend picking her up now. I'm not sure if she'll go up or not. She'll probably continue to go down, though. Next is Waste Not. This card's also hovering around 6. It's fantastic if a discard deck does emerge in Standard. I definitely think it's possible that a discard deck could emerge. If you want to make that deck, I'd say definitely pick it up now because it will go up in value if that deck does emerge as a viable deck in the metagame. So thanks for watching, guys. If you guys could please like or subscribe to my channel, tell your friends about my channel, that'd be great. Thanks for all the support.